What's up, everybody? We're back again. It's episode 327 of the Dad Bod Golf Pod. It's Kyle and Ben.
Word.
And we are ready to rock and roll. Talk some Masters.
Yep.
Talk some of our favorite moments. Talk a little bit of some of maybe the controversial things that happened, and just all in all, recap everything that happened this past weekend in Augusta. But before we do that, tonight's episode's brought to you by BetOnline, the #1 sports betting website in the country. Sign up today, get a 50% welcome bonus. Give them $100. They're going to give you 50 back on top to play with. Tons of sports you can bet on. Online casino you can play in. Just have some fun. Bet responsibly, unlike Ben.
Oh, yeah.
And
especially the blackjack.
Check it out.
Totally irresponsible.
All right, we're recording live from Bunkers.
Yep.
Great place to be Monday after the Masters. Everybody got their golf buzz. I was chipping in the backyard on Sunday while I was listening and watching. This is the time where I feel like everybody starts getting back into golf, and the Masters was great. How many holes is it until the last 9? So 72 minus 9 is what? 63?
63, yeah.
63. For 63 holes, it was pretty damn fantastic.
No, it was phenomenal. It was phenomenal for probably 65 holes.
Yeah,
I mean, at one point in time, you had 4 tied for the lead in the final round of Augusta. That's why it gets me with all these people that are like, "Oh, it was a boring Masters." I'm like, it really wasn't, except for probably the last 5 holes.
Yeah. When Colin started getting on that bogey train and melting, and then Max, doing what he did, it just, you could kind of tell Scottie wasn't going to mess up.
No.
So they had to catch him, and nobody seemed like they were ready to do that.
I tweeted out he was playing a different course than everybody because he wasn't doing anything to get him in trouble, and everybody else was.
Yeah. Well, it's crazy how much better I feel like he is than everybody else.
Yeah.
It's just, he hits it tight on, what was that, 17, or was it 14 or 17 where he hit it to like an inch?
14.
And he did it again on 9.
Yeah, he did it on 9.
So it's just, he's unreal. And, I think we may have said before this, I did say I thought it was going to be someone that's never won before. And Oberg, basically, was he not the one that was kind of,
he had a chance. He did. You take away 11 on Amen Corner for Oberg, and he probably makes a run at Scottie, and probably tenses Scottie up if he doesn't go in the water in front of Scottie on 11.
Yep.
I mean, after that, you saw Scottie bail out right on 11. So it was one of those deals where it's like, all right, he went in the water. I'm not going in the water.
Exactly.
I'll be right, and if I bogey, fine, it's not a double. I'm not losing strokes with a bogey. So it makes it easy at that point. For
sure. So Ben, what was your biggest takeaway, your favorite memory from this weekend? Like what was the biggest thing for you?
Mine is pretty traditional in the back 9 does not start, or the Masters doesn't start to the back 9 on Sunday. And the reason being is because
that totally rang true. This
10, 11, 12, how many times have we seen it the last few years? I don't understand the meltdown. And the reason I don't is because if you play it like Scottie played it, where 10 is fine, if you can hit a big sweeping hook, which Max did, and he birdied 10, like, you're fine because you can put yourself in good position. And then on 11, if you can just get it out there in the fairway and get it down to the right somewhere, not in the water, which 2 guys went in the water, in Oberg and Morikawa. And then on 12, my old roommate and I were texting about this. What is the deal with 12? It's 145.
It must be a vortex of wind. It must be. I honestly, let me tell you what I think it is. I think everybody that gets up there overthinks it.
I think that you're exactly right.
Me and my dad and all our friends, we go play Andalusia Country Club every year for a 4-ball tournament. Yeah. And we've played it so many times now that we over exaggerate the way you quote unquote have to play the hole, and like all the little, if the creek's on your left, it pulls, I think that's what they're doing. They get on 12 and it's like, okay, Now, all the old guys say I got to look to 11 and look at the flag. Okay, the flag's blowing this way, and then I got to look at the trees. And then it's I just think they overthink it. Like there's no reason Max Homa should fly that green by 15 yards.
No, Jack said it best. He was like, Arnie, Gary, all these guys that have been successful at Augusta say, middle of the bunker, front bunker, hit a cut or a draw, whichever one you play best. And if it gets in the bunker, it's an easy up and down. Like there's no reason in going. Long is bad at all cases. Now, that's why they say bunker, because you don't want to be short right or left of the bunker. It'll come back in the water.
Yeah.
But it is a 145 shot. You got to factor in the adrenaline, which I think got a hold of Max. But like when they said that he hit a 7, I'm sitting there going, I wouldn't have hit a 7 at a 145 shot. Like, what is he doing? And then he acted all shocked that it went long, and I'm sitting there going, you're a professional golfer.
You should just swing a 9-iron hard, or maybe choke down on an 8. But it's, again, I think I think they completely overthink it. And maybe that's the old guys do that by design to get in the young guy's head, because it always seems like it's a young guy that does it in crunch time. But no, I mean I'm
the
with
year
you.
Tiger won in 19, that was the thing. Is he saw the guys in front of him. He hit at 145 to the left of the bunker with a cut, lands just over the bunker like Scottie's did, and then you take your 2-putt and you move on.
Yeah.
And you pick up 2 strokes on the field because everybody else is doubling.
I would never hit a cut on that. As a right-hander, I would never hit a cut on that hole anyways, because the only thing that can happen is if you miss it at all.
Yeah.
If you miss it at all, it's cutting towards the long side.
Yes.
It's moving towards the long side. Don't overthink it.
No.
Don't overthink it. Like you said, put it in the middle and hit it 145, and you're done.
And if you clear the bunker, fine.
Now,
if you don't, then you take your up and down.
Now Friday, or which day was the really bad wind day? Friday or Saturday?
Friday. Okay,
if it's Friday, I get it. 40-mile-an-hour wind gusts, that can get in your head.
Yep.
But Saturday and Sunday, it was mild, 15-mile-an-hour, like nothing that should cause you to have like a brain fart on the tee box. But anyway,
no, because Scottie even talked about on Friday the wind, how he hit every other day. He hit driver 4-iron into 13 and cleared the water and at least had an opportunity at eagle, even if it was from off the green. And he said that Friday wind, he hit driver 3-iron and still came up short. That's how bad it was.
That was dumb. That's one of my big takeaways. Wind is one thing. When wind is so bad that it's shooting sand 30 feet into the air out of the bunker, so much so that they have to blow or do that cane pole thing to get the sand off the green between groups, and it goes like 6+ hours long.
Yes.
I kind of agree with John Rahm. He was having sour grapes because he couldn't make a charge, but I do kind of agree. It was a little bit ridiculous on Friday. The wind got up, but this is my favorite part.
What was their suggestion? They moved the tees up? What did they
postpone? I guess.
I mean, no, you can't do that.
Not postpone it past Sunday, but just
but they're still running late because Thursday they got cut short. He didn't have a choice. He had to be out there.
Yeah, but they could have gone out. I mean, on Saturday and Sunday, the leaders. I mean, the last place after the cut doesn't go out till 9 or 9:45 Eastern. So there was time. You could go out at 7 and finish your round or whatever. But that was one. But this is my favorite one. So I think it was after 16, after Tiger played on Sunday. This is Vern's last Masters.
Oh, yes.
And they talked about this all weekend. And Vern came down from the tower to shake Tiger's hand.
Yeah.
Okay? And
I don't know where you're going with this, but I got a couple of takes on it.
There's funny memes. One of the funniest memes, it shows it from the back, and Vern's covered by the tree except for his arm reaching out, and Tiger is reaching out and shaking his hand, but it looks like the arm belongs to the tree.
Yes.
And it was a lot of memes. It was okay, we're even, or what is it?
I sent you one. I said my apologies, because it showed a picture on the left of when he wrecked his Cadillac Escalade into the tree, And then it had the tree shaking his hand and said, apology accepted.
Apology accepted, yeah. Stuff like that, all the memes from that. But Vern's retirement, I'm not happy that he's retiring, but like all the cool memories and stories they did all weekend was great.
Oh, I about got choked up on Sunday.
Oh, yeah. And
they gave him an opportunity to say something. He couldn't say anything.
Yeah.
They got time for him to sign off, and he said, I appreciate it, and I've enjoyed, and then he like stopped. And it was like, okay, is he choking up or they cut his mic off? Which is it?
Yeah.
And so I was, and then he released a statement like of what he wanted to say. So apparently he couldn't get through
it out.
Yeah. So now that same thing, what got me, if you saw the reverse angle that ESPN showed, so there was a cameraman on the other side.
Yeah.
And the look of shock when Tiger walked around the tree and Vern was like, hey, Tiger.
Yeah.
And him going,
getting spooked, like it spooked him.
Like who is out here on the course like hiding behind trees to say something to me? And then when he saw it was Vern, of course, you saw the ease come over him, and he shook Vern's hand, and he said something to one another. But yeah, I thought that was a very cool thing. But
For
the
sure.
memes are way better.
Memes are great. Memes are great. There's one thing I got a bone to pick about a storyline that we're going to talk about involving Scottie and his wife. That's
oh yeah,
about
this
to have
is not
a
going to
baby.
be a popular
Yeah.
opinion out of either one of us.
But before we do that, we want to give some love to Bunkers. Obviously, you know we record here every weekend or every week. Things tonight we had 2 salads which were unreal. We had a steak salad, and then it was a firecracker shrimp salad.
Yeah, but the steak salad, homemade blue cheese.
Homemade, they make their own buttermilk, homemade blue cheese.
Bro.
The thing that I feel like people don't really understand is how good this restaurant is.
Yes.
I mean, and it's high end. It's not like bar food. Like, this is really nice stuff. Like right now, we're drinking incredible wine, and again, we just had some unbelievable salads. They got all kind of stuff. So Ben, talk about real quick your wine.
Well, they had to do notes because there's no way we're going to remember this.
Yeah.
This is a
Wait, I need to change.
Paso Robles, a Cabernet Sauvignon that they've got. This comes out of California. It's referred to as a deep plum red with rich and complex aromas, layers of ripe blackberry fruit, mocha, warm vanilla spices, subtle hints of nutmeg. Palate is bold with notes of cherry pie, coffee, rich, warm, and spicy oak finish. Now, I got to be honest with you. I'm not a sommelier. I didn't taste all that, but it's pretty.
It was good.
It's
It was
pretty
tasty.
dang good. I will say this is Jim Nance's wine out of California. So those of you that watched the Masters this weekend, if you're wondering how he paid for that green to be put in his backyard, this is probably not it. It's probably from CBS, but still, I like to think this helped.
A portion of it.
Yeah, a portion of it at least. And so it's a district out in California that's over 67,000 acres. Valley floor and floodplain, and it's got all kinds of ridge lines. Apparently, this is one of the places that you want to go when you do the Napa tour when you go out there. So
you can't tour my wine when you're there because apparently this one is made
Jason Day can
in New Zealand.
Yes.
So they get their wine. They bring their Sauvignon Blanc all the way in from New Zealand. This is called Frenzy, and I mean, it's
this one.
Yeah, that's the
By
white
the way, that's
wine.
Kyle's. That's the white. This is the red. Which,
I mean,
by
you
the
can
way,
tell- you
this
can tell
bottle
from that
topper,
bottle.
I wouldn't mind them sharing that with me to take home.
Yeah,
That's
you can
pretty
tell
awesome.
from that bottle it's expensive, but
Well, anytime it's hard to say.
this is
Paso Robles.
Frenzy is made in it's a single vineyard sourcing from a family. All right, had a little technical difficulty, but again, single vineyard sourcing, family-owned estate, upscale packaging. I mean, look, it just looks expensive. It tastes great. Frenzy, a 2023 Sauvignon Blanc, made in New Zealand. Again, we just say all that to say this isn't some bar that you go get. They heat up frozen chicken fingers and hot dogs.
No.
High class, upscale restaurant, and then the simulators are just a bonus. One thing, be on the lookout. Check out their social media, their website. They're going to start doing some summer clinics for kids, adults. Our buddy Grayson Huff could be involved, a professional golfer. The Auburn men's golf team could possibly be involved. So be on the lookout for that. I think just big things are happening here, and there's different ways that you can get involved and have a great time.
Also, happy hour, 4 to 6 daily, Monday through Thursday.
half
not
price,
the weekend.
everything at the bar.
But it's half price everything. Liquor, wine, beer, any sort of spirits that you may want. So 4 p.m. to 6 p.m., you want to knock off work a little early, come by, grab you a little toddy before you head home and see the fam. This is the place to do it.
Absolutely.
Because it's 50% off. And, I mean, who doesn't like a deal?
No, I love it. And I'm digging, I think I'm digging the red wine
Oh, yeah, I do.
a little bit more.
Let me,
All right, Ben.
I gotta bring something to your attention before this was not on the agenda.
Okay.
Just really quickly.
Okay.
I'm gonna really make a lot of people mad here.
All right.
So there was a lady reporter that won the lottery to play today while we were recording.
Yep.
She's never played a round of golf.
Her first round of golf ever will be at Augusta National the Monday after the Monday after the Masters with Sunday pins.
So here's my deal that's gonna make some of you mad. I think she should give her spot up.
No way. I would never give it up if I want. I don't think she should have been able to enter.
No. That's the thing. Maybe that's what they automatically are entered when they get picked to cover the Masters.
Really?
Yeah, like because we've done media requests before, and you're automatically entered into the media lottery as soon as you become a media member.
You got to have like a handicap. You got to.
The network she works for, don't send somebody that doesn't play golf. I guess is what I should say, because she's automatically entered.
Well, here's another thing. Like, you can't record it. Like, if you could record it, that'd be awesome content.
No, you can't take a phone out there.
Imagine
or
recording,
a camera.
Imagine recording like someone's first round of golf ever at Augusta. That'd be incredible content. But like, she's in it, and she can't even, like, nobody will ever see any footage of it.
No, she'll just get to tell stories about how
She
dinked
and dunked it around.
I feel bad for everybody that's paired with her that day.
She's good looking.
Oh yeah, I don't care. She should give her spot up. Anyway, I'm sorry that was not on the agenda.
Yep, that's a good point, though.
Us doing semi-media and me doing media full time at my real job.
Let's just be honest. We're really jealous. We're incredibly jealous.
Oh, there's no doubt I'm jealous. Like, if I'm in the tent,
I'm bitter.
And she's bragging about getting a round of golf, and I'm not getting a round of golf because of the lottery, and then I overhear her go, "I've never played a round of golf before." Bro, I am so upset at this point. You have ruined my weekend.
Imagine going, your first round of golf is at Augusta National, and you have to use rentals. You have to use the Augusta National. Excuse me, do you have any women's do you have to use any women? Do you have any women's rentals?
Yeah, they just let women in the club not too long ago. I doubt that's going to be high on their priority list as far as what they've got over on the side. So
that's great.
Again, we're jealous. That's part of it.
I'm mad.
I still think she should give up her spot to somebody in there that is. I mean, imagine a guy that's played golf since he's been 12 years old. He's covering golf. Or a girl.
68 years old.
You know what? Forget that. There is a point. We make fun of her, Paige Sporanic, who played golf at Arizona State. She was there in the media tent. She didn't win the lottery. She's actually a golfer.
Yeah, she's a golf. She could get around
like
the golf course.
She could. You know what?
No comment.
No, we're moving on from that one.
Speaking of that, though, let's talk about pregnancy. All right, another.
Make golf with the wind down.
another, probably an unpopular. This is probably an unpopular take.
That was fantastic.
Yeah.
She can get around.
Another probably unpopular take, okay? They sold this. Okay, let me backtrack.
Yes.
All week, all you hear is Scottie Scheffler, and is it Daniel Berger? Who's the other one?
No.
There was another wife.
Yeah, but it wasn't Berger. I forgot who it was.
It doesn't matter.
They didn't make the cut.
Yeah, I don't think they made the cut, so they could have been there. But Scottie Scheffler and this other unnamed gentleman, their wives are, the storyline is essentially like they could go at any minute. Like they could, when I say that, I mean they could have a baby. They're both pregnant. They're far along in their term, which way they both were, but they could just go at any minute. And Scottie is, if she goes into labor, I'm withdrawing. No matter what. Doesn't matter if I'm leading, I'm withdrawing. Well, I was like, man, that's pretty dang cool, because I was having conversations like with other guys, like, what if you're leading on Sunday? And
Sunday, what's the cutoff point?
Yeah, that's what
like that was our text with all my buddies that I grew up with. We're going back and forth, and I'm like, okay, if he gets to 15, does he say, just don't answer the phone.
Or let's do this. Let's do this. Let's pretend all that story is whatever, and your wife goes into labor, and let's just say it's you just put it in on 9.
Yeah.
And you get notified. Your wife's going into labor. What do you do? And you're leading the Masters.
Okay, so here's the deal, because that got brought up in the group text as well, and it was like, okay, what if it's 9? And I'm like, he just hit it to gimme on 9. I'm keep going.
Oh yeah.
Like, if he doubles 9, that makes it way easier to say, all right, I'm headed home, guys. Congratulations. I'm sorry. I leave. But a gimme on 9. Now, and then he parred 10. No, he birdied 10, and then he birdies 10, back-to-back birdies.
Yeah.
No, I'm staying.
Here's my thing. Like, what are the odds you'll actually make it there in time anyway?
Well, that was my thing that I said, okay, what's
at 9?
What's the cutoff? Because he's got to get to the airport, get in a private jet. That private jet has to fly him to
Dallas or Austin.
Dallas is where they were. It's where they said she was.
So you're 2 hours. You're
3 hours from Augusta. You're 3 hours.
3.5 to 4 hours of getting out of the golf course, getting to the airport, flying to Dallas, and then the time it takes to get from there to the hospital. So what's the guarantee that you'll even get there? And
I don't know. We're talking 15 years ago, because of my youngest. My wife went into labor at 7:30 in the morning, and it was kind of tragic. They had an accident that came into the ER. All the OB-GYNs had to go down to the ER to work on this woman and her baby. So they literally put some sort of Pitocin drip on my wife. We didn't deliver till like 6 p.m.
Yeah, plenty of time.
So when they said, well, he's got to go if she goes in labor, I'm like, no. They literally put her on a drip for 11 hours before she delivered.
But here's my thing. If she went into labor, a lot of times when you go into labor, it's a lot quicker than versus when they're trying to induce. We know this kind of stuff because we're dads.
Yes.
So if they're trying to induce, I could see it being.
Yeah, but the big picture here, the whole thing, you're missing out what you said.
Okay, so this is the point. Though.
Yeah, let's bring it all to a head here.
I spent so much energy making myself feel bad because I'm going to miss the first. I'm going to stay and finish the Masters and possibly miss the birth of my first child. And it comes out, she's only 36 weeks pregnant. She's got a month left to her due date.
She's still got time to go do a baby moon. She could have gone to Augusta.
She could have.
Here's another thing. That nobody talked about that I brought up to a buddy of mine. Jason Kelsey's wife was pregnant with his child at the Super Bowl. They flew his wife and their OB-GYN privately to the facility, so that way if she went into labor, it was taken care of. Scottie Scheffler makes plenty of money. They could have done that too.
He's made to the tune of $12 million this year already.
Just this year. $365,000 a day he's made thus far on the year.
So, like, they acted like she's 40 weeks, and she's sitting
40. They say any day. They make it sound like she's like
she's
45 weeks.
Like she's got on bed rest right now, like waiting, like it could happen. No, like
they make it sound like she's walking on the curb trying to induce her own labor, and she's eating eggplant parmesan that's supposed to throw you into it.
People go into labor early. I get it. So I guess after so long, it could be go time. But typically, on your first child,
that was the thing. This was your typical first child jitters that everybody freaked out about.
Yeah. So that was way played up. Way played up.
When Kyle, I didn't not even know this. So after the Masters, Kyle texted me. He goes, she was 36 weeks. And I think my text back to him was like, WTF. Like, I have worried myself sick Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Bragged to my wife about what a great husband he is.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's going to leave the Masters after 9 holes of being in the lead on Sunday.
It's way easy to say that when there's like no chance whatsoever that it will happen. Oh, I'd have left. If it was 17. I don't care if it's 16.
I would have left.
Yeah, I'd have left.
And you're going to really appreciate this.
No, I like Scott.
Did you see the pictures of him in Dallas?
Oh, yeah. He goes
to
home.
a dive bar. He gets home and wears the jacket to a bar.
Now, look. I don't want to take anything away from Scottie. I do think he's a legit dude. I think he's a standout guy.
And what he said about him having his place on the cross already, afterwards,
the
I was all about
aspect
that.
of it. Yeah, that was great. But like this whole,
The
she
whole
could have.
storyline,
We were misled. Let's just say it. We were misled.
there's no doubt. This was every news organization out there wanted to be the one that broke the news that Scottie's wife was in labor and he had to leave the course middle of the round. And then when we heard it was 36 weeks, we were like, bro,
There was no.
there was
threat.
no. He's planning on playing this weekend because it's an elevated event.
Yeah.
So I guess we get to restart over with.
Hell, he's got 3 more weeks. I mean, she's not due for a month. Now I get it. I understand people have. Again, please don't take me wrong. I understand babies can come early and stuff like that.
The
but
women
this,
that listen to this podcast are going to be all in
this
our
was
mentions
not.
on
This was not one of those scenarios.
No.
The more you look into it, but again, I don't care. It's funny now to think about because of all the scenarios that we talked about back and forth with all of our friends. I'm sure you did it too, which was like, hey, what's your last cutoff? Like, what's the cutoff for you? And
Did you see my tweet?
uh-uh.
Somebody said, what's the oh, it's Tequila Spike said, what's the cutoff on your first child, your wife going to labor? I said, that's a missed call, bub.
A missed call. We're sending that one to voicemail.
Yeah, we're missing that call on Sunday, my man.
We're screening that one.
Listen, he will remain nameless, and you know exactly who I'm talking about here in the local area. Played in a scramble with me the day his wife delivered. He did not tell anybody. We get to like 13 or 14 at Salgahatchee, and he goes, I got to go. And we were like, why do you have to? He never warned us or anything. He goes, I'm not going to say her name, is in labor. And I said, wait a second.
This is not Augusta. This is a Salgahatchee fundraiser.
Like, we
scramble.
thought this was like a month down the road. What are we doing here? And
Yeah.
he goes, yeah, I got it. And we shared, our family and his family shared the same OBGYN doctor. And my wife was due next because our kids are about the same age. And the OBGYN doctor says, I hear you were playing with so-and-so on the day that his wife had to show up at the hospital by herself.
Oh, wow. That's hilarious.
And I did not tell my wife about it because she knows him too, and I didn't want that to be a...
Yeah, you can't allow friction.
So immediately my wife looks at me and goes, what is he talking about? And I was like,
You're like, Doc,
yeah.
cut it.
I was
cut
like,
it.
too much info, Doc.
That's
Yeah, so I've been in that situation, and she was further along the 36 weeks, by the way. She apparently was like at like 45. I mean, she was...
She went past.
Yeah, she went past. So I get it. But yeah, he left us on a scramble.
Yeah, so I think that clearly that other one. Now the other guy, bless his heart, that I don't remember his name. She was like, it was like at her due date.
Oh yeah, she's further along.
So she
Yeah,
could have.
I get
She
it.
literally could have happened.
But he sucks, so nobody cared about his story.
Nobody knows who it is. I swear it's Daniel Berger, but I may be wrong.
Was he in the? I don't think he's in the field though. He
Maybe
didn't
not.
qualify.
Maybe not. I don't know.
Smiley
Forgot.
Kaufman. That's always my go-to.
Yeah.
Smiley.
It for sure wasn't Smiley.
Was not playing, but we'll
Yeah.
say it's Smiley.
All right,
Tiger.
Tiger.
What do you give Shipley?
The story goes, okay.
Keep in mind, he
Tiger
said the story
plays.
goes.
Tiger plays with the USAM. Was it runner-up or did he win it?
No, he was a runner-up, and Dunlap got to go since he turned pro. So he got the automatic invite because he's the
That's
next
correct.
guy in line.
So what's it? I don't know. Neil Shipley,
NEAL, because they kept having to correct it on Twitter.
who plays at Ohio State.
Yep.
He got to play. He was the only amateur, I think, that made the cut.
Yes.
He got to play his final
So
round.
he was guaranteed a spot in Butler Cabin like
no matter what.
Friday night when they finished.
He got to play with Tiger his final round, which A, awesome, B, nerve-wracking, C, like what scenario in college could ever be intimidating?
Okay,
now?
before you get into this anymore, the best part about that entire story was he asked his high school buddy to caddy for him, and this guy's like dream is Tiger Woods, and he gets to caddy alongside Tiger Woods.
Just great story.
Yeah,
all around
as
story.
a high school kid that never played collegiate golf, doesn't hang around golfers except for his buddy Neil.
Yeah.
And his buddy Neil goes, hey man, you want to caddy for me at Augusta? And he's like, yeah man, that'd be cool. And then what do you get to do? You get to spend 18 holes with Tiger Woods Sunday at Augusta.
Yeah.
Like-
But you know Tiger's like looking down. Get away from me, caddy.
I
Get away
don't know,
from me,
man.
caddy.
The actions they shot, like action shots they saw or showed, it looked like he was visiting. Like the caddy was nervous as hell. He didn't say anything.
Dude, they'd have to call
The whole. But
Tiger would have to file a restraining order.
I
on
did
me.
notice that the caddy never walked next to Tiger's caddy. He was always walking next to Tiger and Shipley everywhere.
Shipley don't have a yardage. He doesn't.
No.
He's having to go get his own clubs.
Yes.
This guy's all up Tiger's butt.
Thank God they don't allow phones on the course unless you're pregnant 36 weeks, because like that kid would have been taking so many selfies, he wouldn't have done anything. I'd have been the same way, honestly. I'd have been the same way.
So here's the story.
Yes.
All right. At some point in the round, a reporter
Allegedly.
claims that he sees Tiger write something on something. I don't know.
Sheet of paper is all
sheet
he
of
said.
paper, and hands it to Shipley, and Shipley takes it and puts it in his pocket or whatever. And that reporter questions him about it in the media room afterwards. He goes, "So I saw Tiger do this, this, and this," and Shipley, in my opinion, turns like pale white and looks very uncomfortable.
He looked at the green jacket, the moderator next to
He
it.
looks off the screen like he's looking at somebody for guidance, and then he just says, no, that didn't happen. That was his answer. So, like, everybody's talking about this. So, A, Ben, did it happen? And B, what if it did happen, what possibly could Tiger have given him that A, he couldn't share, and B, would freak him out that he actually shared?
Well, first off, even if he gave him his number, you can't say that you have Tiger Woods' number. Do you know how you're going to get blown up when you get home? Like somebody's stealing your phone when you get home.
Now that I think about that, that's got to be what it was.
Yeah, he wasn't giving him advice. I mean, it was either his number or his agent's number. Said call this guy or something. I don't know.
No, it had to be Tiger's.
That could have been it.
I never thought about that until just now.
Here's my thing, and I told Kyle this before we got started.
He could have handed it to him and said, if you tell anybody you got my number, I'll kill you. Like, I will literally end your life.
I will take you out on my yacht and drop you overboard, and nobody will ever see you again.
And I have the money to make that happen.
Yes. I told Kyle, I don't think he gave him anything. And I think that that reporter
Just saw something wrong? Like,
either saw something wrong or that reporter broke a code. Like, there are certain things, I've told you before, when we go to, for what I do for a living, we go to certain press conferences, there are certain questions you cannot ask. I think that may
but
have
if
been.
you broke the code, that means it happened.
I did notice, though, not one other reporter
Ask that question.
verified that.
But
no,
again,
not just ask a question. They didn't verify it. Like, they talked about it afterwards, where they were like, "Did you see it? Did you see it?" No cameras saw it.
But if you break a code, that means you told a story
That shouldn't have been told.
that shouldn't have been told. But, like, that doesn't mean the story's not true. That just means you told something you shouldn't have been
I
told.
think he gave him a note that said Burns on 17.
No, I'm with you. I think you nailed it, and it's the first time I've ever thought about that. I think he gave him his phone number.
He probably did.
And if you say, if I say he gave me his phone number, like, how many people are going
Oh my
to
gosh.
hound you for that?
You won't every friend that you've ever made is going to be, not just that, every media member is going to want it.
Yes.
He gets back to Columbus, Ohio, the Ohio media frenzy is not going to be like, "Hey, how was your day at Augusta?" It's going to be like, "Hey, what's his number? I'll give you $25,000 for Tiger's number."
Yeah.
I mean, because these companies can afford to do stuff like that.
I'll tell you what, that bad boy's sold.
So my question to that is, though, if he did that and why couldn't he do that in the scorer's tent? When they've got because that's hidden. That's the one place we don't get to see people sign their card.
That's a good point.
Like, why didn't he wait until 18
Because
and say, "Here you go,
when
this
Tiger
is my
finishes, it's a mob, and
Yeah, but not in Butler, though.
I get it, but he could have been like, "I want to get out of here. It's going to be a media circus, blah blah blah." Before I forget, here's my number, type thing. I think you nailed it.
Also, let me ask this: is it against the rules to share stuff with players on the course? That way, people don't know if you're sharing information about your clubs, or maybe is that why he didn't want it? He didn't know if Tiger broke a rule or not. You think it freaked him out?
It could, but I just think just the idea that if it is that he shared his number,
because the best way to handle it would have been for him to go, "It was personal," and just left it at
no,
that.
but he panicked.
He did. He panicked. He
He
looked
panicked.
like you're wearing green today. Like the green jacket sits up next to him that's a moderator. Anytime they need an issue or have somebody not ask something or answer something, it's not just him that's done it. Other pro players have looked at the green jacket to basically say, am I allowed to answer that? Like this is a media guru that is in the press conference with them, that calls on the various people that are asking questions, that they vet the questions. That's another reason I think the dude broke the code, because I think that he basically said, this is what I'm going to ask, and he didn't ask it. He asked, what did you give him? And that's why I think that's why Shipley looked over at him like, what do I do?
Yeah.
Like what?
He panicked. So I think Ben nailed it, and I'm just going to go ahead and put it out there that he's correct. I think he nailed it.
Hey, Bob. Phone number. Let's call him up, see if he can share
let's
that
call,
with us.
let's follow Shipley on Instagram and see if we can get his number. All right. One of the last things I want to talk about, this is little, and I don't even,
oh, goodness.
I don't really want to talk about it that much because I really like Max. Fill me up, too.
Yes, sir.
But, so Max is either one shot behind or tied for the lead.
By the way, Jim Nance, congratulations on being rich.
Yeah.
Boy.
He's either one shot behind or tied for the lead going into Sunday. And he does a press conference. Not a press conference, an interview after the round.
Yeah.
And he's like, basically it's like, you know, what's your strategy for tomorrow? And he says a lot of things, and he basically just says, but you know, I'm just going to believe that I'm a dog. That was his exact words. I'm gonna believe I'm a dog. I'm gonna have faith that I'm a dog. I'm gonna go out and make it happen. And then on the flip side, all week he was getting a lot of criticism for seemingly laying up on every single hole, including par fives. And then at a very crucial moment, after he had just made, you know, lost a couple of shots on 13, I can't turn my driver over that well. He hits a 3-wood off the tee on 13, and he is a million miles back and has to play a very gettable par 5.
Yeah, I don't understand. That's where he got me. I was fine. He did the sweeping hook with his 3-wood on 10, which gets him down low, and he birdies 10. He gets it out there with a little power fade on 11, and he's on the green in 2 with a birdie putt. Now, he misses, but still, he had a better chance than most people. I get that he was jacked up and blew it over the green. I still don't understand why he hit a 7-iron on 12. That still baffles me. But then he gets to 13, and 13 is wide open. Any of you that have been to Augusta,
You've just doubled.
Yeah, you
12.
need to make up what
you got to
just
make a
lost.
3. You got to make a 3 to have any shot.
And you see the scoreboard. You know where Scottie is behind you. And so you know what you have to do. This is your last chance at, you know, you got 15 as well, but he hits a natural draw. Like
No, he doesn't. He hits a fade. He said, I hit a fade with my driver. I cannot hit a draw that well with the driver, and I can hit a rope hook with my 3-wood.
Well, why didn't he do that?
Well, maybe he tried.
I know they said it left him, but he hit a cut with his 3-wood.
Maybe he tried and missed it. But my thing is, like, you got to get everything you can get. Try to hit a draw. Like, get it way, way down there. And he was like 260, 270, maybe even further out. There's no chance. And he had to lay up. Yeah.
Yeah, it was, which gets me because everybody talks about that, and then they said they saw something on Sunday they've never seen before. Morikawa hit a fade on 13. He went right down the tree line and brought it back with a driver. Now, that's dangerous.
Sure.
But, okay, Max, if you hit a natural fade with your driver, this is the point you got to take the chance. Morikawa knew where he stood. He doubled 9.
He was 4 over through 3 holes.
He doubled 11. So you got 4 strokes that he's dropped behind the leader in 3 holes.
I think he went 9, 10, 11, bogey, double.
No, he doubled because he was in the woods. He ended up doubling because he went from the woods to the bunker. He doubled 9 and then doubled 11.
Okay.
So
he was 5 over through 3,
yes,
through 4.
Through 4 holes. And so that's why when because somebody asked him, they said, why did you decide to hit the cut on 13? He goes, because I had to make something happen. Like I doubled 2 holes in the last 4 that I've played.
Yeah.
Like at this point, it's either if I'm going to have a shot at winning, which that's what you should be doing, not playing for second place.
Yeah.
I got to. So Max didn't, if he's going to say he's a dog, he needed to do what Colin did and take it down that tree line and just hope that he doesn't double cross it into the woods.
Yeah, like I get it. If you're going to go down, go down.
Because Colin said that. He said, I could have double crossed it. Like, it could have gotten real bad.
It was almost to me like he knew he couldn't win, and it was just like, let's just.
Yes.
I mean, he would have had to go. I mean, he really, if he could have gone, if he could have birdied his way out, he could have had a shot. But I don't know. It just kind of.
And that's what he's trying to do when he started.
And then he said the dog stuff, and then he posts an Instagram post, and the caption was basically like, "I'm a winner because I did my best," kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's like, look, don't. I like you, okay? I'm a fan of you.
Yes.
But like, don't do that. Like, don't say I'm a dog and I just couldn't get it done. Don't say I'm a dog and then be like,
we're happy.
Even though the caption of the post is correct.
Yeah.
That it is huge to get a top 10 in the Masters, and yes, you probably are eventually going to win a major, but like, don't.
And you had a hell of a weekend. You played with Tiger Thursday and Friday.
Don't do the dog stuff. Don't say I'm a dog.
But
then lay up on every par 5. Every damn one.
See, and the thing with 13 is you get it down there. See, on 15, they had wind issues a couple of days, so I get him laying up there. But 13 is just, you got to take a chance after you've done what you did. You got to take an opportunity. Hey, before we get out of here, I got to ask you. This has been the narrative going around. I sent you this text earlier or later this afternoon. There are some guys. Dan Dockich was one. There have been some ESPN guys that have said this. Is Tiger done?
Tiger would be done if he still had the if you're not first, you're last mentality.
Yeah, and we don't think he has that anymore.
He's given that up. Now we talked about it, Paw Tiger.
Yeah.
He's long enough, he can make cuts, he can be out there. He understands what it means for golf for him to just be out there. And I think just him making the cuts big, and I think he thinks just making the cuts big. He talked about how he was proud. It was his 24th cut made. I'm going to give Freddie Couples crap because I just beat his record. Like, old Tiger, you don't ask him that question because he's mad that he didn't win. He abandoned if you're not first, you're last mentality, which is great for us because should be able to get to see more Tiger. There's no way he's done. He just made the cut at the Masters.
No, he's already excited about Pinehurst, Muirfield, and headed overseas to the British. So
Exactly.
I will say this. Everybody that says that go, is he done? Y'all, he finished ahead of 30 other players.
Yeah.
Like, he made the cut. So
that's a big deal.
His buddy,
the hardest conditions probably Augusta's had in many years.
His buddy Justin Thomas, home. Wyndham Clark, who made his little slight remark about Liv, saying they only play 54 holes. Wyndham, you only play 36. Congratulations. So
enjoy your tee gift.
Yeah.
Enjoy your new cleats, your new golf shoes, and your pullover.
And the ride home. How about
the head cover. There you go.
Hope you got some shopping done in the pro shop.
Exactly.
On your way out the door.
And broke even. But anyway, all right, we're going to get out of here. The Masters was great, and we really appreciate it. Again, don't forget to check out Bunkers. This place is fantastic. This is episode 327 of the Dad Bod Golf Pod, and we're always stroking.
They're roking.